So, recently I did a playthrough of Tales of Kathay here, and the developer basically came back and actually did an update to actually, fix the key crash that was happening for me. We're just gonna go see if, the changes he made basically, helps me in, playing the game. So let's just see how it goes. There's a feedback form apparently. Can't remember if this was here before, but I'll check this in a moment. Let's just play the game first. Alright, so again, you make grandma seeds. I like this map. I don't think I'll be stay because it's going to be generated worlds. These might not stick around, but we'll see. Let's create the world. And yeah, basically, that someone disappeared. This one popped up. Oh, there's a third settlement. And apparently it's changed in size over time. That's good to know. We have no forts being generated. That's kind of interesting. I also think that it'd probably be a good idea, by the way, if, you have a little bit more control over this. Maybe you could actually, stop it or start it as you wish, and then, say go at some point. And if you don't like basically what you see, you can basically try and, keep going for a little bit more. Oh, there goes Westgate. So Westgate has fallen. I wonder if it's ruins of, settlements and stuff like that. There's a new one over there called Narrow. I actually wonder if it's possible that, there's another settlement right there. Now we got Fork finally. Alright, well, we got free villages and stuff like that. Street, smart, sluggish, and puny. Fast learner, sluggish. Fast learner, fast healer, sluggish, tough, weak. Fast learner. And we can fast healer. Let's go with you. I don't like the fact that you're weak and sluggish, but you're tough, fast healer, and fast learner. So let's take you into the play. Apparently I got a challenge range of 12. Oh, we're next to a trader. Here's our blacksmith. I kind of like the idea of getting a spike club, so maybe we'll go with that. And let's get the daggers in case we need it for skinning purposes, if that's a thing. So confirm. So there's our blacksmith thing right here. It'd be nice if you could double click and basically equip right away. this stuff, whatever. Is everything all right? It's okay. She went fortunate in herps a few days, but haven't returned since. I'm worried sick. So you're a trader again. You've got some salves and stuff like that. I'll get the healing salve. You got some tomes. That's nice. So apparently I got some bludgeon skills. I probably should have checked this first, but you know, whatever. You got bludgeons. Now, no bother you have swords here, but I really more if you should have like a dagger or like, you know, close combat sort of like skill, because swords and daggers are not the same thing. So, hide one, you just want to make a couple hides. So you got some withered wolves running around apparently. We'll deal with some wolves perhaps. So here's our trader. You're basically a general type of shop person. I still have some money basically left, so these are for your legs. This is for your torso. Let's buy this. So apparently that covers my legs here. Well, at least I got some sort of defense for my legs, I guess. That looks like a completely ruined structure. You can sleep apparently in this game. Good to know. Didn't I sleep here before? What happens to the bed? It feels like if something's abandoned like that, there should be like any like ownership of it. It's just be abandoned, or maybe you can claim it yourself. I assume that claiming things should be a thing in this game. Bit more harvesting. I have to wonder, by the way, what, like, what, like, sleeping does for you. Okay, I can see some people here. So kill the wolves. And there we go. It's not actually like, busted anymore, the map key. So over here we basically have to get to like, these wolves. Let's just walk around the wilderness a little bit to try and like get to them. So we're apparently up for narrow here. That'd be nice to be about the starting screen if you can actually see like where the players start, because I assume basically like they don't always start in like your same place. I also have to wonder, what am I going to be fighting out here? Like, is it always going to be like packs of wolves, or can I fight something a little bit easier? They get some experience and such. And of course, help. I probably should take some time to read that if I'm going to actually play this game, but we'll skip doing that for now. My survival skills are almost up enough to basically learn stuff. Right, you got move dialing in this game, of course. I keep forgot about that. I'm noticing this guy isn't fully engaged me because he probably wants to like, get like more attacks on me. Okay, let's just attack him at this point. Okay, we killed the wolf. I'm still in AP mode, by the way, so... How do you switch between modes again? Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm still in combat. That could be a thing. Start healing up here a little bit. Now, what of these are wolves or coyotes at this point? The bludgeons have gone up a little bit. Alright, so let's see here. Bludgeons. Bludgeon precision. Increase your chance to hit attacks using bludgeons. Decrease stamp cost of attacks using bludgeons. And disarm. Hits the target hand, making them drop their weapon. That's not really important for this battle, so let's make ourselves more accurate. We got footwork. Let's increase my dodge chance. He's at 20% health. Oop, I almost died. Okay, switching turn modes. We can now do that. When you take damage, your health points decrease and you may suffer injuries that reduce your maximum XP and physical abilities. Both XP and injuries recover over time, but injuries heal much more slowly. You can recover fast by consuming herbs or potions or by sleeping in bed. I note that it's basically going time over time here, so yeah, I'm healing a little faster. So sleeping in beds will heal me. That's the way this basically know. Okay, so you can butcher these. You have to right click on, by the way. So these are wolves. We got wolf hide, so at least we got something. Wolf bone. I am healing over time, by the way, but you know, it's just kind of slow, so. You can ask around town for information. Usually guards will be able to guide you to nearby points of interest like bands, camps, forts, or tribes. Are tribes enemies, I wonder? Or like, you know, just natives or something? You know, we're going to sleep in anyone's bed. Apparently I can. That seems odd, but okay. I like the idea of like having like this, like, you know, a bin out in the nowhere that's been abandoned that you could probably just use. But well, I'm not going to complain too much. Survival. So I need to have some of this stuff in order to craft that. I could just be getting lucky because I didn't like fight two wolves at once this time around, but It did feel very much touch and go there. That's nothing apparently. You know, it would be nice if you could actually get like, you know, some sort of warning if there's basically something around like that wolf. Like it could be like, you know, you see a wolf, maybe you should like, you know, be wary. If they see you, then obviously, you know, whatever. But piece of raw meat, not a good idea to eat it. Turns damage to all melee attacks for 50 turns, loses free HP for 20 turns. So herbs can heal me. You know, some things that might be nice is like you maybe have like, you know, a training demo or something in town to sort of, you know, do a little basic practice on. Like, you don't have to get a ton of experience basically doing it, but you know, you get some experience basically to learn how to like, you know, how to sort of like fight. I'm just gonna head back for a moment here. I should see what I can sell. Maybe I'll sell this. Oh, look at that. These guys have the proper names for stuff, like brigadines. Nice. I approve of people actually using correct names and not this stupid like D&D names that were incorrect to begin with. Let's go check out the guy who sold the herbs and see if he's got any more, like, you know, healing salves. Oh, you got this. He's only got one though, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, I can't pay for all that, so. It'd be nice, but we could, like, you know, go backwards with stuff to sort of like not buy it all. There's a healing salve, so heals. You cover HP harms them faster. Let's try and get a little bit stronger for next time. And note that part of the reason I'm basically like doing this, like, you know, manually like running around so I can basically fight animals like this, but also to like, you know, harvest stuff. Get my like, you know, survival up a little bit more. Now hopefully animals can't spawn next to edges like this, because that'd be an issue if I just like, you know, walk in on an animal like that. Now, there's been 2 instances now where we basically played this game and found wolves. I wonder if I'm going to find anything else besides wolves, is like, you know, the key thing. Will I see like deer or something, or rabbits, or, you know, something that like, you know, isn't threatening but still worth, you know, trying to fight. Pine tree. I should see if like chopping's a thing, but you know, that'll be later. I wonder if this stuff can break. I never did check, by the way, if like, you know, you need to have daggers in order to butcher stuff. So it might be wasting my money just having a dagger, but you know, whatever. Still not finding the right stuff. I'm wondering where you find those flowers. Those aren't anything to harvest. I'm not sure if injury healing speed is something I really care about too much because I haven't got an injury yet. Huh. A broken bow. What happened here? This might be a tougher battle, so... Well, if we die, we die. You know, it'd be nice if I could like right-click to inspect at a distance to see what these guys basically are. So she died. You know, I'm striking for my weapon or like punch my fist. I wonder if I should be able to do both. Alright, so we attacked you. Alright, bludgeons have gone up. Let's get this. Maybe let me get a couple attacks off. Or like, you know, moving into attack. Oh, we stunned him for once. %less max XP, so stunning is very powerful. Doesn't last too long. You know, I wonder if you can offer meat to like wolves and stuff like that to sort of make them not attack you. Alright, so basically some crafting. Hey, I got my pelts. Let's see if I can get the money for them. Wonderful. Now I can finally fulfill my word. Here's the promised payment. So yeah, you had the quest. She died. Was she like my mother, I wonder, or something? Let's just see where this is going. But yeah, I actually got some money there. Ooh, I know I've actually have injuries at this point. Armies affect like my HP is the idea here, right? So stuff I should test is, can you cook on the fire? By the way, when you're moving like that, you should be able to stop at some point to stop like moving. Cooked meat. Oh, look at that, we got arrows, so I can make these. Cool. I got some footwork here. Let's get some more dodge. My first little bit of crafting there. Can't do anything just yet. I should sell stuff here to try and like make a little bit of money. So that boosts up my damage for like 50 turns, kind of like Case of Kathay style, I guess. Now here's a question: where do I view my money? Like obviously, I can click on these guys to sort of like see what my money is, but where do I actually see my money basically outside of this? I'm tempted to grab one of these to see like what chopping wood would be like. Maybe another time, if I play this again. Yeah, it feels like there should be like some listing of like where my money basically is. There it is right there. Never mind, it's in my equipment. There's the mercenary quest. It feels like you should be able to see multiple quests on the thing so you can see where they basically all are. It's like they're all in the same place. Where's this one? Down there. That's got a higher challenge rating, so let's just aim for the wolves for now. It might be wise to pick up all the quests in case they complete something. Also see where stuff basically is. Bears. Okay, so basically kill a wolf before it gets too sick to spread something to a town. So they're all the way down there. The bear. It better if like you actually see like, you know, a little bit more about this, by the way, where I can tell you like, you know, where stuff basically is. Like it could say like, you know, safety concerns, wolf, werewolf rather. You know, rather than picking on all these quests, it'd be nice to kind of just like learn the location and stuff so I can basically keep away from it. Let's see here. Can I buy anything, I wonder? Let's just get up here maybe. Or boots would be better basically, because I got access to boots here, so. We'll do it like that. Get some boots on. So you can drag to move, but whatever. I was wondering if you could possibly fast travel like to a specific spot on the map. Like not right to the wolves, but you could travel near them. You know, I wonder if it's possible that you can basically like, you know, find wolves moving to a territory you've already been to. Because obviously like, you know, enemies should be able to move around. I also wonder how stealth works in this game, if it's possible to, like, you know, increase your stealth by being on grass or on dirt or out of line of sight if they can hear you. We are getting closer to where we need to go, by the way. And part of the reason for clearing the maps like this is so I can basically run around back of, like, you know, they can cross maps the enemy. There's some more herbs. You know, I probably should have seen if I could basically sell a broken bow. So there was no wolves in this map. Whoops. I got too close to the map edge and ran into it by accident. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm probably going to go down here anyways, but... Whoops. You know, I would like to also see possibilities of, like, you know, animals that are alert to you, but they don't necessarily attack you right away. Survival free. I can make the healing potions and tonics and stuff if I want. So I need a workstation. I need moon cups and healing salves. We'll learn about that later. Maybe. If I survive long enough for it. It would be nice, by the way, if you could actually highlight the herbs a little bit more on the map. Or like its items in general. That's something I don't know about, like, you know, games like this, by the way. I find unless you, like, you make the tiles, like, you know, like the stuff on the tiles a little more distinct from, like, the terrain background, it sort of blends in. You can sort of miss it. Oops. So we got wolves on this map for sure. Again. There is bears, of course, but I mean... Now, I would like to possibly see, like, if you have, like, wolf packs like this, they should, like, you know, be alert, like, you know, they should howl, right? To sort of, like, you know, alert their fellows that, like, there's something nearby. And obviously that make it hard to basically fight them, but I mean... You could just have, like, you know, them be very deadly and, like, you know, just have easier things to fight than this. We're gonna consume stuff then. Consume this. Consume this. Well, he tried to get an attack on me. I stunned him. So I just realized that the green bar is stamina, by the way. And blue is basically your AP. Couple misses. Ow. I feel you should be able to butcher, by the way. Remember, you can't butcher and just, like, you know, not doing so because I didn't right click. Now I should probably see where the lunge is. Like, there's some sort of lunging ability, right? Well, I should be in, like, you know, one of these ones right here right away. Yeah, lunge. Lunge your enemies have a higher chance of deadly, you know, dealing critical damage. Like, Is there like, here's what I'm thinking, is there any sort of like abilities that let you like close in into the gap and like attack stuff right, you know, from 2 tiles away? Like a charge ability, so to speak? Access to crowd control apparently. Bludgeoning applies debuffs to enemies and has a chance of stunning. Brawling is skill in hand-to-hand because apparently we have hand-to-hand, but it's very weak. Your ability to move around enemies. Swords excel at one-on-one combat and have a chance of inflicting bleed on foes. Okay, my bludgeon's went up. This costs a lot of stamina, but it might be worth it. Let's get this though. Counterattacks, that could be nice to get. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Down you go. Now, I might be able to butcher these guys, so I'm basically out of, like, you know, range of them, right? But whatever. But I'm going to give him a chance to heal, so... Butcher it again. There's more rolls, so let's just try and kill him. Yep, there's one right there. It saw me, so it can't see me, I guess, like, you know. Or maybe it didn't see me, but it can hear me. It's the thing. There's footwork going up. I might want to save up for this at some point, but let's just keep getting dodge. He's almost down. I'm getting really interested doing this though. There we go, butcher it. There's another wolf, right? So I feel, by the way, if you're basically in like this sort of like, you know, action point mode for combat, like battle mode, I guess we'll call it. If you can basically like, you know, exit battle mode with like, you know, nothing be able to see you, it should let you, I guess. We're just going to heal up basically, so. My injuries basically reduced my max HP a little bit, but whatever. There's another wolf. Down it goes. This will let me up faster, so I'm going to stay in like turn-based mode to use up my herbs. Kill the wolf. I guess another thing to note is like if the wolves basically can smell like, you know, really well, maybe we can smell the corpses of their friends being killed, run away or something. It's probably hitting space here, so I'm going to skip my turn a little faster. I wonder how much AP it uses to punch things. Same thing. That's something else to note, by the way. Can your dagger like use less AP to attack with, I wonder? Okay, we killed them all. Well, I do more damage, but not sure what to say about that. All right, well, we're almost close to, like, you know, where we need to go, but let's just go heal up first at narrow. I mean, I got injured all the hell, so I better go heal up. Let's craft this. Does this create my, like, you know, crafting splitter, I wonder? Oh yeah, I want to see if, like, this guy Mooncups basically go and make healing potions if possible, so there you are. I don't see Mooncups, unfortunately. Why those though? Or we can craft anything with these. So you need a tailoring workstation for this sort of stuff. I can make a blacksmith hammer with this sort of thing. So you can cut down wood to basically get, like, probably any wood. So that's probably a thing. So let's take a cauldron, by the way, as opposed to this, which basically doesn't. That's cooking based. You know, this might be tailing over here. Let's go over here and check. Yep, look at that. We got tailing here, so I can make pies basically. I assume that might take a while to do, but you know, it is a thing that basically I could do. I'm tempted to make a blacksmith's hammer. But you know what? Let's just sell the bush bone. It's cool I basically got it, so I can actually, like, you know, learn about that, but whatever. By the way, you press like confirm, it should just like sell it and like keep this window open until you're done, like, you know, buying stuff, and then you can exit out when you need to. Why not? We'll be completionists. Is wood cutting in the game is the thing, right? It might not be. So that might be a thing. There might not be any, like, you know, woodworking type of ideas just yet. Or maybe we have to leave the town. That could be a thing as well. Okay, let's just get over to this this place. There's a cauldron, by the way. For, you know, this sort of thing. You know, it'd be nice to help actually tell you a little bit about where you can basically find some basic things, like, you know, where you can find mooncaps, where you might find herbs, other stuff like that. If I have something. So no, it's not a thing you have to just have an inventory to use, like the woodcutter's axe. So, oh well, maybe it's like wood is just something that's fine every so often. Or maybe it's to find like a fallen tree that can basically, you know, chop it into pieces or something. And they don't go after live ones because conservative or whatever. Are these all pine trees, I wonder? So I was basically in this map here. My ultimate goal is basically to do a quest, so if I can get this quest done, that'd be great. So I at least do it at least once. But yeah, note that the main thing is, like, you know, it feels like you should have like, you know, weaker enemies and wolves, and wolves should be a lot stronger because they should be more of a pack animal type of thing. Like, they should be howling to, like, you know, let people know that, like, you know, or their, you know, pack know that, like, there's enemies about. Okay, this is the place. I mind. A stone infused with several hematite veins has magnetic properties, so that's obviously for smelting at some point. Also, you should have like some nice notes about like butchering, for example. Like, do you need to have like anything that actually butcher, or does this let you do for free? More survival. I actually got injured, so it actually is important to have that. You know, something you could probably do is just have like a star quest, like, you know, you're wondering where your mother is, like, she seems to be, like, you know, knocked back. You just go to search for her. There's gonna be a single wolf there or something. Definitely feel like these mines should be a lot more visible on the map, by the way. Oh, this is different. So there's something here. This is a cave, maybe? Something saw me. Yep, we got wolves. This should take AP, by the way. I do feel like you need to have like some sort of like charge ability, like, you know, outside of lunge, if like that's a charge ability, just to, you know, close the gap and stuff like this. Actually, these guys should have like a lunge ability. They're wolves. Ooh, we got a nice big hit on him. Was that critical? Yes, it was. Yay, counterattacked. Okay, so there's an entrance to this over here somewhere. Also, it'd be nice if you could like turn off the trees somehow. For example, maybe like, you know, make them like all stumps. Okay, I can start seeing here. This is really dark though. I guess you should have like torches or something. Maybe there is torches, but, you know, I just didn't bring any around. Thought there was a skull there. Carcass, a small animal. Yeah, it feels like inspect should be more powerful. Was it just the one wolf? Well, that's quick. Quests. So it's just the one wolf that basically attacked Weston, apparently. Okay. So this is a wooded wolf, apparently. It's actually over here. I could try and do that one maybe real quick. So it would be nice if you actually see, like, who basically needs you to, like, return your quest. Like, it should have, like, question marks or something, like, and that sort of thing. Okay, we helped out her. Is that Weston up there? Well, I have some money again. It might be a nice idea to actually have some, like, recurring quests, by the way, where you can basically, like, return a bunch of hides to this guy to get a lot of money early on and sort of, like, get going. Also, it would be nice to actually have wood shields or something like that as well, but, let's just sell this, get some money. Does lodestone let me do anything? It might be a thing that, like, that smelting isn't a game yet, so that's what it's used for, and its lodestone's just, like, not useful for anything outside that purposes yet. Why not? Let's make ourselves an axe. Or a hammer, rather. Any metal. So let's just go get copper and get maybe... So you need 3 of them to get a copper blacksmith hammer. You have to start somewhere. More healing salves. I realize I'm a fast learner, so that's why I'm basically gaining a lot of experience and all this stuff real fast now. Probably will not be the same case without it. I have to warn, like, these are only 10 turns. Is that basically going to be, like, 10 turns that you can basically reuse, like, constantly, the tonic? So there's candles here. That's the Sorgo table. Oh yeah, I was going to basically buy something at the blacksmith, perhaps. Also, I wonder if I can basically sell this blacksmith hammer for a lot of money. So it's just a poor copper blacksmith hammer, so no, not a lot of money. It's probably like, you know, it's more of an investment basically over time, basically type of thing, if you're going to do that. Sell that. And there's no shields, basically, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. Just wanted to check on making stuff here. I can only make clubs for now, but I wonder if I can like make more, you know, more stuff later. Blacksmithing. So yeah, tier 2 bludgeons. If I like did enough of like this basic weaponsmithing, I can make like, you know, tier 2 bludgeons and like, you know, probably make like a thing there. I assume blacksmithing's gotta like be super difficult to do in this game. Because you need to basically mine stuff, which gives you know, to get the lodestone and like break it down, which you can't do this yet. We'll do this one over here. We have to basically find the fate of this person. There's herbs there I want to get, maybe. What quest am I going for here? So she's down a little bit, so let's just do this now. We'll fast travel and see, like, you know, if it's worth doing. There's a birch tree. So here's different trees. Oak trees. And of course, none of them I can basically cut down, I guess. Look at that, it's actually telling me what a quest is. So there's the corpse. Perfect. Consume. Consume. I'll note that throwing is a thing apparently in this game. I could see that being something where you could like basically throw a dagger or something. Or like, you know, it's a ram knife. Okay, you're done. Footwork is almost up enough. So this one had tools, by the way. At least. Oh, look at that. There's the thing I want to get. Oh, you decided to walk right next to me, you bastard. Okay, there's my footwork going up. Let's get one more dodge for now. And apparently your stun's can actually hit them in the counterattack. That's nice. Still wolves around. So poor copper small knife. So we learn what happened to her corpse. Wolf, female wolf. Cool, stunned. Cool, got him. I don't really have a penalty for disengaging. I never actually tested that. You know, I feel there should be like a option to bury corpses, by the way. All right, well, let's just go back to narrow here. It might just be better to say, like, you know, auto travel rather than like walking through the maps, because you can probably avoid stuff too, but whatever. Return to Blade. Where the heck is Blade? Oh, I can actually see him on the map here, so it is highlighting them, okay. Well, we did that. Lots of gold. I can probably better buy that mace if I want to. Buying something just like, you know, more powerful stuff would probably, you know, take forever, but whatever. Not quite yet able to buy this, but you can see, like, you know, we're getting up to like being able to buy like a poor iron mace, which would be good. All right, well, I feel this is basically enough to sort of like show off the game a little bit. And actually, I can probably actually sell some stuff here, so maybe I should do that. Sell this. Well, I can buy it for sure. There we go, it's basically below. Now I got an iron mace. Now I got this stuff to make some, like, you know, healing potions if I want to, so. Well, there we go. I think that's a fairly good showing of like what the game's basically all about without actually dying. I do feel it'd be a little bit easier if we could probably, like, you know, get some more, like, you know, maybe a shield or something like that. If like it's a little bit easier, like, you know, get like an earlier fight that's a little bit easier to deal with. Like it could be like a lone boar, perhaps, and maybe it's a little bit easier to fight than like a pack of wolves. But whatever. I'll go to your feedback form in a moment. Hope you basically enjoyed, though. Everyone else, and take care.